Glen. I've been at WOW since 2014 and I'm the sales manager. My first recollection of motorcycling is probably being on the family couch and watching Evel Knievel, and developing that idea that these guys are superheroes. Kind of an instant attraction from there. That's going to be a varied answer. Who is going to be, some of them being Evel Knievel, the superheroes that I saw on TV, whether they were stunt riders or racers. The slightly closer who are going to be relatives of mine, including my grandfather, who used to hand me $1 when we parted ways and told me to save that for my first motorcycle. The first actual experience with motorcycles and myself would be credited to my cousin Randy, who got dirt bikes when we were early teens and was happy to share them, and we would ride out in the backwoods of Douglasville on his dirt bikes. My first bike was a 1986 Honda Shadow, and why? Because it was available. I was anxious to ride, and I had a close friend, Ray, who was willing to sell it to me for the right price and get me started. I've owned most of the bikes that I really wanted to have. I would say right now, if I were to choose something that's out there that I haven't had that I really want, it would be the Yamaha MT-10. Seems like the best of all worlds. I would say one of my first recommendations for a new rider would be to take an MSF course. Learn a whole lot in 3 days that a lot of us had to learn through experience over years and years. And then get out and ride and stay consistent with it. Don't put the bike in the garage and wait for the right day. Get out and ride. The inventory is so vast and varied. It's hard to pick one out of thousands of bikes that roll through even in the course of a year to say this was my favorite. I'd say I was enamored with some of the ones that I've ended up with. You know, the Night Rod Special, my Z1000. Those are ones that caught my eye and have ended up in my garage. So those would be my favorites.
Awesome.
Why do I ride? Riding allows us a rare opportunity, I think, these days of being present in the moment. It doesn't, let's say it excludes the details and the worries and what's going on in the future and what happened in the past, and allows us to be with the machine in our present moment, experiencing the sensations all around us, and that's the speed or the weather or the presence with friends, that sort of thing. We can choose the level of focus we want to have, the type of experience we want to have, and then be there. And that can be a day on the track, it can be the morning commute to work, it can be a day ride through the mountains with your friends. But in any of those situations, that's where you are, and that opportunity is rarely afforded to our complicated lives these days.